I am celebrating a big win recently. My A1C is finally, for the first time after 10 years of having diabetes, my A1C has dropped into a completely normal range under 6. This is a goal that many people with diabetes are really working hard to achieve, and it is difficult. Under 7 or around 7 was where I was sitting for quite a while. When I first got diabetes 10 years ago, my A1C was 11.5, so it was really sky high. I was misdiagnosed as type 2 diabetes. I was given metformin. My blood sugar got a bit better with metformin plus a really strict low carb diet and exercise. And then, even with all those behavior changes and the medicine, my blood sugar started going back up. And finally, I saw an endocrinologist that gave me the right diagnosis of LADA diabetes, a subtype of type 1 diabetes. And I got started on insulin, long acting insulin at first, and then short acting insulin. And then about 5 years ago, I switched to an insulin pump. And it's been now over 10 years since that initial diabetes diagnosis. And you can see my graph here that you can see that there were some ups and downs, and that just now, finally, I obtained that under 6 amazing number, which I was not focusing on really a lot because I'm doing my best, and it's my best is all I can do. So, but I did want to share with you the things that I have done over the last 6 months or so that I think have helped me with achieving a better blood glucose number. I can think of 5 things that I've been doing that could be contributing to this better A1C number. The first thing I do is that when my insulin pump gives me the alert before low warning, and it happens after I have already eaten food, like after dinner, I do not always automatically treat myself and give me more food. I know that I ate the food and that food just needs to be digested. So essentially, I am smarter than my pump. And so while the alert before low warning is invaluable, and it reacting to that has definitely helped me not get low blood sugar. And yes, if I didn't just eat food and it's telling me alert before low, I am going to have something with sugar in it to raise my blood sugar. However, alert before low after dinner can be not something I have to really pay attention to. So I know I ate a bunch of food and my blood sugar is going to be on the rise shortly. Now it will alert me again, and if it'll alert me again if my blood sugar doesn't go up. And also, I can feel low blood sugar, so if I start feeling like I got low blood sugar, that is also a really big sign. So I don't recommend ignoring alerts, but keep in mind that you have a whole bunch of context about what's going on in your life, and you can learn from your experience of your patterns of how your food digests food and the time it takes, and you can be really smart about what to do when you get that alert before low warning. Maybe you only need to have a little tiny bit of something with sugar and not too much, or maybe you know you're about to go exercise and you actually do need to take a lot of stuff with have a lot of food with sugar in it to power that exercise. So context is everything. Related to that, I will not have a whole bunch of sugar if it says alert before low, and I look at my CGM and it shows a gradual trend down and not a steep drop. A gradual adjustment can be a response can be very moderate. Just a little honey in my tea, for example, to just nudge up my blood sugar. So this is a sugar surfing technique where you react and try to get your blood sugar to gently stay at a good number. The number 2 thing I've been doing is I have been putting my insulin pump in manual mode when I need more insulin. So my insulin pump has an automatic mode where I'm really pretty hands off and it does adjustments for me. However, sometimes when I need more insulin, the pump doesn't know that. And so I take action and I change the mode to manual mode, and I adjust my basal rate, or I give an increased bolus, whatever I need to correct a high blood sugar. Commonly, I need more insulin in the morning. So often I will switch my pump to manual mode and do an insulin bolus for breakfast, and I will leave it in manual mode maybe until midday. While the brain of the insulin pump is really amazing, it has a great algorithm. If you want to take control, you may need to do more manual actions to give yourself more insulin when you need more insulin. And for me, a lot of times that's in the morning. It's also if I get sick, I need more insulin, or sometimes my menstrual cycle before I get my period, I will need more insulin. There's a whole bunch of different things. Also, if I'm really stressed out, like I'm doing public speaking, I might need more insulin. So I my insulin pump has no idea that I'm stressed out or anything, right? So, or if I have an infection, I'll need more insulin. So manual mode, take control. And your endocrinologist can really help you with figuring out how to do that. The number three thing that I really think has made a big difference is I started drinking mushroom coffee. It's been a popular fad lately, and I've been really researching the impact of mushrooms on blood sugar. And it's amazing how many mushrooms do seem to increase insulin sensitivity or reduce my insulin needs. I've been drinking mushroom coffee. A lot of the mushroom coffee has chaga in it. It also has turkey tail, cordyceps mushrooms, reishi mushrooms. I've also been taking reishi mushroom tincture and green tea. So there's, I think, a lot of science to explore here about why our mushrooms have so much impact. But that is something that I am seeing change for the better there, and I think it's helping me manage my blood sugar. I will put a link in the description to the mushroom coffees and the blog post that goes into great detail about the studies about how mushrooms affect blood sugar. The number four thing is that I've been increasing my exercise. I've been doing some form of exercise almost every day, taking a walk or bike riding. I sometimes bike ride about 12 miles in the morning. I do this before I eat breakfast. My blood sugar usually stays in a very good range then. It's called fasted exercise. I make sure I put my insulin pump on the temp target mode so that I'm going to exercise, and it adjusts insulin down for the exercise. And exercise has this great impact on increasing insulin sensitivity. This is something I noticed many, many years ago, that even if I was just walking 15 minutes a day, my blood sugar was better on the days where I did that walk. So a little exercise can really go a long way. And if you want a greater impact from exercise, look into longer lengths of exercise and also muscle building. And the number five thing that I think has really helped with this blood sugar management is that I've gotten into this routine of eating the same breakfast every single day. I eat Catalina Crunch cereal with milk and some dried blueberries and pecans. Okay, not literally every single day. Sometimes on the weekend, I have eggs and bacon instead, or sometimes I even have like protein pancakes. So I'm not 100% predictable, but Monday through Friday, I usually have this Catalina Crunch cereal, which is a high protein cereal. And it's a very easy breakfast to manage blood sugar wise. I do the insulin for the carbohydrates and also actually part of the protein in the cereal. And because I eat the same food every day, I know how much insulin I need for that food, because every single day I have like an experience, a learning experience of, okay, I did this amount of insulin for this food, and I see what the result is. And I've been able to figure out like sort of a sliding amount of insulin, how much I need for this bowl of cereal. And and depending on where I am in my menstrual cycle, or if I'm more insulin resistant for some reason, then I increase the amount of insulin for that cereal. But having all this experience of basically the same meal day after day after day, I've learned how to dose the insulin. And so my blood sugar does very well after breakfast. So thinking back on my changes in behavior and my improved blood sugar, those are the things that made the difference and dropped my A1C to under 6. Will I be able to maintain that number under 6? I don't know. some of it is certainly luck too. I have had a pretty good time this year, not a lot of stress in my life. And stress definitely makes managing diabetes harder. The stress hormones increase insulin resistance. And then there's hormonal changes that are associated with changes in life stages like menopause. And there is also, if you get sick with an illness or something, you might need more insulin or have more difficulty in managing diabetes. So I do not expect probably that like for the rest of my life it will always be under 6 A1C, but I just wanted to share the things that got me to this point today. And I wish you all the best of luck and in learning about managing diabetes. And these tips are go on top of many years of like counting carbs and eating a fairly low carb diet. But maybe I'd call it maybe a medium low carb diet for myself. But I am very aware of what I am eating and always dosing insulin for what I eat. So this is on top of those practices, that solid foundation already. So it's a lot of years of practice, and only compare yourself with yourself. You're different from everybody else, and you will improve from experience. Check out my free ebook, What They Don't Tell You About Insulin Pumps But I Will, what you really need to know before starting, how to navigate the ups and downs of pump life, lessons they don't always teach you in training, personal stories, hard-won wisdom, and honest advice. Get your free copy today at insulinpumplife.com or scan the QR code pictured here. When I was diagnosed with LADA diabetes, my endocrinologist said I was a good candidate for an insulin pump. At the time, I had no idea what an insulin pump was, and it just felt very scary. Fast forward many years, and now I use an insulin pump, and it's been a very good decision. Insulin pumps have become very advanced, and it makes my life easier. However, it's not all rainbows, so definitely if you're thinking about an insulin pump or want to know more about an insulin pump, check out my free ebook on my website, insulinpumplife.com. I'd love to hear if this was helpful. Please leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe for more content. Thank you.